Welcome, this is Nathan and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to continue taking a look at a scenario where civilization restarts. Episode 44. This, I will be straight honest with you, will be the conclusion of the Eurasian Clash. In this episode, I would keep if you've watched this Eurasian Clash from episode 41 to 44, I would keep a good eye on this episode. And I would also keep an eye on it for the rest of this series, because this episode is going to be a major one. In the last video, we saw nuclear war break out as Korea nuked the Russians. And with that, the Lion Team launched their nukes. 2 of them landed in Central Asian Union, and 1 of them hit the Green Team, which they at first looked at the Lion Team and went, what? And then it was explained they joined the war against Korea. And today, we're going to be wrapping this war up. Again, it's going to be a long one. This is also probably going to include the peace treaty. So, I will say it again. It's going to be a long one. Grab some popcorn, grab a drink, and get ready to watch the end of the Eurasian Clash. I can also announce that I'll be making this his own mini-series. I'll be making this his own mini-playlist. So we'll have episode 41 to 44. So this will be this entire thing will be its own series. Not series, oh my god. It'll be its own playlist. So if you just want to watch the Eurasian Clash, you can watch it in the playlist that it's going to have on its own. We're going to begin with the Central Asian Union. They just been nuked, and the leader is in full panic mode. You know, you had the surprise of the Yellow Team's invasion, which was Operation Blitzkrieg, and now your ally has just started a nuclear war. And the Central Asian Union is, well, the leader of it, he's panicking. That's because, damn it, and that's because all the fronts, except from the Red Team front, are starting to fall apart. Persia, with the help of the Blue Team and Lion Team, is now pushing back and will actually completely push out Central Asian Union. And at this point, the Central Asian Union looks to be on the downfall. Central Asian Union will reach out to Korea and will ask for help, saying, hey, we need more supplies, and I know you're already giving us a lot of supplies, but we need more supplies. And there was no answer from Korea. Central Asian Union's mad, rightfully so. I mean, Korea is literally not, I guess they could already then out of war with the Green Team, but that's not really something they should be afraid of. Korea is the strongest country in the world, so why aren't they sending them help? Unfortunately though, Korea will keep sending the amount of resources they're sending, which is gonna help, but it's definitely not gonna help enough. So Central Asian Union will now go down to India, and it's okay, we need more resources from you, and India's no. In fact, India's kind of done with World War III. They've gained Pakistan, and they're kind of done, you know. They're going to stay in the war, but if things start to go even worse for the Cross Alliance, they're out. They ain't staying in it, they are out. So, the Central Asian Union is gonna have to pull a trick out their sleeve. With Russia preparing its army, and also, well, they just got nuked. With Russia preparing its army, they are gonna begin preparing to re-liberate the Red Team. But Central Asian Union has a plan. They're gonna conscript. Now, I will be honest, conscripting is not a good idea, because Central Asian Union has come to that point. The running low on resources, they need more manpower, which they're running low on, and this is their only option. This will not sell well with the people who are already starting to get a bit, they were never in support of this world war. The Central Asian Union, though, will begin sending in their troops, smashing right into the Yellow Team. And at this point, the Yellow Team just accepts defeat. There is no way that the Central Asian Union is... There's no way the Yellow Team... Because they don't have any more help now. I will make that clear. A lot of the troops have died here. And nobody's sending help to them. And the Yellow Team decides that they should just accept fate. One of the oldest countries in the world is now accepting the fate that it's going to collapse. We see Central Asian Union completely kicking out the Yellow Team. And we have Central Asian Union pushing up and taking the capital of the Yellow Team. And at this point, the Yellow Team's leader will kill himself. And the Yellow Team as a whole will turn into absolute anarchy, and the Yellow Team will completely collapse. One of the oldest countries in the world is finally gone. The Yellow Team, even though they had a bad history, getting pushed around all over the place, being bullied by the neighbours, they went out with a bang. Their distraction against Central Asian Union will never be forgotten, and some of the people of this country will always remember the Yellow Team, the Yellow Team leader. He was willing enough to sacrifice his country, his people were willing enough to sacrifice themselves, and there's no doubt the Yellow Team will be remembered after this war. Anyway, we need to talk about this thing. With the nuke that just landed in one of the Pink Team's territories, the people of this region have quite literally had it. You know, they didn't ask to get nuked. They never asked to get involved in this world war. The people here feel like they're being punished for nothing. They had a bad leader who expanded their country rapidly. They got crushed. They've been under the occupation of 4 different countries for a long time. And at this point, riots, there are riots and everything is just going on in the Pink Team, and it's just horrible. The Central Asian Union is resorting to violence. Russia is trying to settle it down, and Korea just doesn't seem to care. Korea just does not care. They're planning something else. But, at this point, the operation to get the Red Team back in the war is in full action. Russia will send in its troops and will begin to liberate the Red Team. And at this point, the Central Asian Union is in dire need of some help. They are running low on resources, that people are getting annoyed, and it seems that the Central Asian Union is going to meet their fate. You know, I don't know what I was going to say. With the Russians having great success in completely reliberating the Red Team, that is ugly. With the Red Team completely liberated, not going to put that in their capital, the Red Team completely liberated, the Central Asian Union will begin trying to use resources from the areas they own in Pakistan and the Yellow Team, which does not go well. And we actually see the Pakistani area completely they just lose it. The Central Asian Union simply doesn't have the, stuff to keep hold of it, so they just hand it over to India. Mostly because people were getting violent. And India, at this point, they're just getting full control of Pakistan. And India decides... It was fun. India decides that there is no point. They just decide there is no point, we are out. India leaves the war. The Central Asian Union is screwed. The only ally they have left is Korea, who does not seem to be helping. The front against the Green Team is not moved. That's mostly because the Green Team can't push into Korea, and Korea has no interest pushing into the Green Team. The Green Team's trying to get hold of China and Siberia. The Green Team's trying to get hold of Siberia and China. They're not getting a response. So the goal of these countries is just get rid of the Central Asian Union, peace out with Korea, and end World War III for good. And it seems like that's going to be successful. India's out the war, and this is it. Everything seems to be going good. Persia will now be able to push into the Central Asian Union, and will now push right up to the capital. And at this point, the people of the Central Asian Union have had it. The Central Asian Union will fall into a civil war. In the middle of World War III, one of the strongest countries in the world, straight up breaks out into civil war. Multiple areas of Central Asian Union will break away and will begin fighting against their overlord to take out the leader and bring a new face to Central Asian Union. Now, Central Asian Union, they're gonna try and deal with Persia. They do pretty well, and then they push into the rebels, which are not very strong. But the things they do to these rebels, I don't even want to name what they're doing. They're mowing them down. They are not sparing them. And the leader at this point is all he's saying is just kill everything. His army is now okay. He's killing his own civilians. He's killing a bunch of Persian troops. And at this point, it's just going to get really bad. Because the army that was mowing down these rebels just decided they're done and they rebel. That's a good chunk of the army that just rebelled. And at this point, we have the brown team joining the war. I don't even know what this colour is. The brown team will join the war and will quickly jump in and quickly take over the remains and what remains of the yellow team. With the yellow team gone, the yellow team's an absolute anarchy. The brown team Russia helped the brown team secure it. Oh my god, I can't talk. With that gone, at this point, it's over. Russia has now just entered into the Central Asian Union, and it's pretty much game over. The rebels are getting too much, the army's not fighting, and the rebels and the Persians will meet up at the capital, and they will both encircle it, and they push into the capital, and the final holdout of the Central Asian Union is held in the capital. Meanwhile, the rest of the country begins to rise up against their overlords, who have never, and will never, I will say this, the Central Asian Union will never see light of day again. The South will completely leave, as well as all the North completely rebelling. And at this point, the Central Asian Union's capital and leader is captured and are put in jail. And with this, the Central Asian Union collapses. And just like that, World War III is over. But not quite, because Korea is not accepting a peace treaty. After the collapse of the Central Asian Union, all countries involved will send a peace treaty to Korea to discuss how to divide up all these countries. And Korea is not answering. And these countries just decide, you know what, we completely have taken control of this land. Let's just grab India and divide up these countries. But that's not before Korea unleashes its plan. Right now, Korea, that is the alliance map. Right now, Korea has used 5 nukes. They have 45 left. Line team used 3. They have 52 left. And Russia has used none. This is where the plan of Korea comes in. Korea is going to nuke the hell out of the Central Asian Union rebels, the Line team, and the Ottomans and the Russians. They're going to blow up all the nuclear holdout areas and make these areas explode. Korea's plan of Operation Domination has just been kicked in. 45 nukes launch out of Korea and all fly directly at their targets. The first 10 nukes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right into the Central Asian Union. This completely destroys the rebels. It kills hundreds to thousands of millions of people. And the Central Asian Union's rebels will turn into absolute, it's not fun. You don't want to be there. The next so that's 1035. The next 15 nukes will crash land in Russia. The first, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and most importantly, 13 Rayon capital, 14, 15. And some of these areas were very well coordinated, and they blew up all of Russia's nuke supplies. And now it's time for the Line Team. The Line Team, or the Ottomans, they're not going down that easy. After the nukes land in Russia, it's only a matter of time before the last 20 nukes of Korea are going to hit the Ottomans. And the Line Team is simply not going to allow this. The Line Team is successful in shooting down 10 of these nukes. But unfortunately, the other 10 will smash right into their country. The first one lands right here. I'm going to turn this up a bit. The first one lands right here. The second, third, fourth, and fifth all land within the Balkan area. The sixth one lands right here in Istanbul. You probably wouldn't call that. The seventh and eighth will land here and here. The ninth will land in Cyprus, completely destroying the island. And the 10th, which was shot at the capital, was shot down and landed here. The Line Team shot down 10 nukes and another one which landed somewhere else. Korea just unloaded their nuclear supply. But they may have destroyed all the nukes of Russia, but the Line Teams, they only were able to... Okay, this map. They're only able to destroy... Okay, so let's get away with the two. So, they have... Let's say 2 nukes got destroyed in the first strike. Korea was only able to destroy... After those 2 nukes were first destroyed, they were only able to destroy 40 more. Which leaves the Line Team with 10, and the Line Team decides that there's only one suitable reaction to this. Kill Korea. The Line Team's government is still in check, while Russia's is completely destroyed. The rebels of the Central Asian Union are completely destroyed. The Line Team decides that the only option they have to win this war is to completely annihilate Korea. So the first thing Line Team will do is fund rebels in Korea. And these rebels start getting pretty tense. And it's been about a few months since Russia was nuked and Russia is falling apart. But the Line Team will now launch 10 more nukes. Will now launch 10 nukes. And unfortunately, Korea is too focused on taking down the rebels that once they realise the nukes coming in, it's already too late. The first 5, boom, 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 boom. And you might be wondering, I said the first 5, and that's because the next 5, boom, one lands on the capital, one lands here, another one lands there, another one lands there. 5 nukes were all targeted at the capital and most economically stable part of Korea, and the Korean government will completely collapse because of this. The military will quickly try and take action and try and control Korea, but the rebels will get too much. The rebels will get the military and will begin killing the military of Korea, and we see here that Korea falls into a civil war and also collapses. The Line Team will now start sending aid to Russia as they set up a new government and try to get everything together. And here we see the peace treaty of World War III take place. It's time to get a new map up, because this map is destroyed. Sorry, I've been screen share on this. We need to get a new map up. Right. So here, I have a map of... what the world looked like before World War III took place. So, beginning in Europe. To begin with... Oh, Jesus. The chocolate team will be fully annexing the gold team. This is... I can't speak. this was done. This was a why World War III started. Now the Cyan team is gonna get off lucky. They're gonna lose this chunk of land to the chocolate team. Also, the Cyan's going to be handed over to the chocolate team. But for the rest of the Cyan team, Denmark's going to be made into an independent nation. So let's just get all this down, and there we go. Denmark is released into an independent nation, but the Cyan team is left alone. Now for the green team. Oh, the green team. Let me just do this. So to begin with, the north of the green team is completely lost. It's annexed by a new country, and let's get on to how the rest of the green team looks. We're going to come down to Algeria, because we're actually going to do multiple here at once. Algeria will only be annexing a tiny piece of land from Libya, while for Morocco, they're fully annexed. Yep, I did say countries were going to die in this episode, in this war, as Morocco is completely gone, so they're gone. I'll do the alliance map play a little bit later. For the green team, they're going to lose Naples, as well as Sardinia and Sicily to... that's the world. They're going to lose all this to the Algerians. And for the lime team, they're going to be gaining Greece. And for the final part of Europe, Poland will be getting fully annexed into Russia. Yep, Poland's gone. Honestly, yeah, I was debating whether to get rid of them, but about halfway through this war, I just decided to get rid of them. Now then, for the Central Asian Union. To begin with, the brown team is going to be annexing all of the yellow team. This was similar to yellow-grey. The yellow team doesn't exist anymore. I already explained it, but the yellow team just doesn't exist anymore. Now for the red team, let's see what they earn from their war sport. As you can see here, they're going to be gaining all this land. And now I'm going to switch to this, and I'll do this all after. For the Persians, I don't know what I'm doing. For the Persians, they will be gaining this. And for the Central Asian Union, they will be divided into 3 separate factions. And here we are. The Central Asian Union is completely divided, and yeah. Now, the rebels were destroyed, but Russia and the lines from the peace treaty were kind of like, we can't just leave it. So, Central Asian Union is gone. We're gonna call this Turkmenistan now, because I was debating change colour, but we're gonna keep the colour. But just want to let you know, this is not the Central Asian Union. It is a new government, and it's Turkmenistan. Now, for Pakistan, I am very sorry, but I'm very sorry whoever liked this country, but they're back. They came back just to be fully annexed into the orange team. So just like that, the orange team, or India, should I say, is looking good. You know, they're really showing it. And now we get on to the final peace treaty of World War III, Korea. To begin with, I'm not going to cut anything here. To begin with, we're going to just say goodbye to Korea. Korea is getting completely disbanded. To begin with, though, Taiwan will be becoming its own independent nation. They broke away and they are becoming their own independent nation, so Taiwan is now their own independent nation. And we're going to see the creation of yet another new country. This time it's going to be a country we're going to call Sakhalin, because it owns the island of Sakhalin. This new yellow team was one of the rebel groups, and they are now independent. Now for the rest of Korea, the other areas, I'm just going to be sure about it. The other areas cannot be, they can't be made into countries. They are nuked hell. So Siberia, even though they didn't join the war, are going to be gaining control of all this land. This is a huge game for them, and they may even move their capital once the nukes wear down. But now we come down to the rest of Korea. To begin with, the capital is gone. South Korea is completely gone as well. It got nuked to pieces, and the new government, which is going to be... New government is going to be broken... It's going to... Okay, I think I should just show you. South Korea is not... We have a new North Korean country being formed. It's not called North Korea. This is New Korea. But I just want to be straight honest with you. The rest of Korea, this is going to be... The rest of Korea, what's remaining of it, is going to be occupied by Siberia. Siberia and China and the other countries around it will be controlling Korea until it's ready to be annexed into the North Koreans. Right now, it is simply a wasteland. It got nuked to pieces. For capital wise, let me get yellow out. I don't think you're gonna be able to see this capital. You kinda can. For the capital of the red team, it's gonna be right here. For the capital of this northern yellow team, gonna be right there. And for the capital of this purple team, it's gonna be right there. Now we get on to the final thing. What's gonna happen to the pink team? Two of the four of these countries doesn't exist anymore. And this is where we have the final act of this treaty coming into place. Russia, the Lion team, and the Chocolate team all sit down together and will discuss... Oh, I've completely forgot about Denmark. They all sit down and they all discuss, what are we going to do about the pink team? And they decide that it's going to become its own independent nation again. Russia doesn't have the funds to take control of this land anymore. The Central Asian Union and Korea don't really exist anymore. The Lion team will simply just release the land they annexed. It's been enough time, they will set up a new government, and it will be pro to the Ottomans and the Russians. So here, I would like to welcome the pink team back to this map. The pink team is released, and this is not going to be their capital, by the way, just going to quickly get rid of that. The new capital of the pink team will be right here. Wait, that was where the new capital of the pink team will be right here. The pink team is back, and this is our new map of the world. And that is going to end the Eurasian clash. Korea's Operation Domination failed. They simply just couldn't do it. They got too, it just was too much. But now, with the end of World War III and the complete dismantlement of Korea and the Central Asian Union, I would like to welcome you into the new era. The era... Actually, I need to figure out a name. I might end it here and then comment and make a name for it and put it in post. But I'd like to welcome you... I don't actually have a name for... I'd like to welcome you to the era of Mysteriousness. I'm just kidding, that's not the official name. I'll post when I can make up an official name. The new era is going to be mainly focused on the Ottomans and Russians and how they are going to handle the effects of what is probably going to be our third economic depression. But you'll see that in the next video. We'll see what countries come out on top, what countries don't come out on top, and we may even see some collapses of countries that are affected by this war. But anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.